Hello, welcome back to another Teddy's Junction video. This one is going to be about the pony trucks. So, not sure if you've seen my previous videos, but basically when I brought the Loco, I knew that the pony trucks were missing. So I went on to Roundhouse Engineering and ordered effectively it's the gauge conversion set on the website. 32mm. So the pony trucks I'd received, it came and basically they looked like that. There was a little unboxing video I done when I first received them, come with the little fixings. So I went to try and fit them onto the Loco a couple of days ago and realised that the back one would fit on and maintain pressure under the sprung load pin to push it down towards the track, but the screw was too long because of the servo for speed control, the regulator. So I've had to cut down the screw, which is easy enough. So because of the plate and your servo, you can only have what I had there, which was 3mm thread. So the 3mm thread sticking out the back of the bushing means when I secure it into the location there's the thickness of the plate and there is a bit of spacing, tiny amount of spacing between the plate and the servo. I'm not sure how well you might see it, but so I've cut that down. I have done a quick trial fit and that fits nice at the back now. So because of having to cut it down, I'll put just a tiny drop of the thread lock on. It's the blue, so it's a medium strength. So it does say here that it allows for disassembly. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of that on that for the rear. Now as for the front, when I put the front pony truck on, it was basically, there was no need to cut down the screw, which is good, but the base from under the foot plate was quite a substantial gap, so it wasn't even applying any downwards pressure on the spring pin to keep it on the rails. It literally would have just, it's just flapping about under the back, which obviously isn't no good. So I've made a little bracket to go on the underside of the foot plate. So I've taken the foot plate off to see what we've got, but effectively this support beam here, or cross beam, the spring load pin runs near there, but obviously with no plate underneath it's got nothing to rest on. So after doing a bit of measuring and having a bit of a play, I've basically been left with this sort of, if you like, it's just a fabricated up a little bit of aluminium sheet. Bent the sides up to make a bit of a box, because this edge here along here actually sits on this ledge here. It sits on the ledge there, so it won't push up. Obviously it sits on that ledge, but this side with the two holes, hence the cut out there, will sit on this beam here and secure from underside. So once I've put that on, it obviously allows the pony truck, the pin to sit on there, pushing down, pushing the pony truck and keeping it, hopefully keeping it on the rails. So the sizes for this unfortunately, whilst I was putting the bends on, and I come to snip off the bit here for this cross beam, the whole section broke off. So yeah, it doesn't affect it because this essentially sits in the air anyway. So that wasn't that important. The important piece was this part. So this part here is the bit that sits across the back. Just stop it pushing up, and then all I've done, because it did break, I checked the bends and they look okay, but I thought I'll just pull a nice good run of glue. So I've used some of the Gorilla Glue just as a little bit of an extra, I suppose, an extra reinforcing additive, if you like, just to try and help. So I'll fit them in a minute, and I'll show you how it looks. But basically, they're the sizes that I've made the plate to. So the little shoulder at the back, or that I said, this part here is 7mm, and then looking at the plate like that, so the bend is, this bend here will be on this back edge, the opposite end to the holes, but it was the plate size to fit within the pocket and sit on that part, as I said, at the back, just underneath the chimney box, is 54.8mm across, 38.5mm down, making a rectangle. There was then 2 holes I drilled. There were 3mm holes, and from the edge it was 4.7mm to the centre of the hole, and then from the side it was 6mm to the centre of the hole, and again 6mm and 4.7. And then I've done the holes. Once I'd obviously made that, basically left me with this. So there's a little room for a couple of small button head screws, which I've already had these. So these will go underneath on this cross beam here. They'll screw underneath, and they actually butt up against the screws that go in for the tread plate. So they are actually, just have a quick look, I'll tell you how long these are. So they're 4mm long and 3mm thread diameter. So yeah, it does. I've done a quick test dummy fit, if you like, and then I've taken them back off, and then obviously I've took that and got that painted just to make it look a bit tidy from underside. But yeah, so here we are. Then we'll fit them on. So first thing I'll do, just carefully light on its side. We'll start with the back. So I need the shorter screw on one of the pony trucks, and a flat blade screwdriver. And as mentioned, I'm just going to put a tiny drop of the blue thread lock just to try and help, because obviously it's been reduced. That might happen. Obviously that's the only downside, to make them it's a little bit fiddly. Okay, so just gonna position that over the hole. obviously it's already pre-threaded. I'm not sure what happened, why the original ones were removed, or I'm not too sure if anything was missing or anything else that's been taken off, and that's what possibly caused the issues up on the front, fitting the front pony truck. I'm not too sure. I mean, if you know, if anybody knows and they'd like to kindly comment if something that might be missing, I mean, that'd be great. Just maybe have to give me an idea of something else that's perhaps missing from the front there, if there is. And that's it for the back anyway. So the back one's on. I already know when I put that down it's going to be touching the base plate. It's ready to go. So for the front one, first thing I'll do is fit this plate. So I'll just hook it up to get behind these fixings. That's roughly in the position. So I'm going to just put them two fixings in. To hold the plate in position. Like that. So that's how it looks with the plate in. Obviously it's basically like a filler. It's a gap filler, isn't it? And then looking at it from the top, obviously that's the plate now, and you can just see, you can perhaps just make out there how it sits along the edge there. So once that's on, you can get the second pony truck, which, like I said, same as the front, with a fixing and bush. Don't need to cut this one down for size. Just secure that. I'm not too concerned about putting the blue thread lock on the front, to be honest, because it's such a long screw and it goes all the way through as well, or very nearly. The good thing is, with regular maintenance and checking anyway, you should realise that that's perhaps a little bit looser than it needs to be, or should be. So I'm not going to put any blue thread lock. The only reason why I put a bit of the blue thread lock on the back was purely because obviously I've had to cut the length down. So it's all just to try and make it a little bit easier, or a little bit peace of mind, should I say? Because if I lost that screw on the lines, on the rail lines, then it's gone. So there you have it. So front and rear pony truck's fitted. They've both got plates to sit against to push off towards the tracks. Put that down on the floor now, so you'll see that the front one now is already putting pressure. Not sure if you can hear that. So that's already pushing down, and then the back one is there. So as I lay it, as I pull it completely down, both front and rear now, so I can lift it up, but it's being pushed off the spring pin to go back onto the tracks. So I can't just, I can't just easily flick it up no more. If I just, it's constant being pushed down, and then the same with the back. So it's constantly being pushed down towards the track lock. So there doesn't seem to be as much movement on the rear, but I mean there is still movement, and it, you know, it is going to be pushing it down onto the track, keeping it on the line, on the rail line. So I'm happy with that. I think so. That's it for me. It was obviously just, it's an issue I had. The main issue was the front pony truck install, because there was no plate. So I mean, you can see obviously it's basically made an infill. The plate's an infill. It's aluminium tin, so it's, you know, it's maintenance free. It's not going to go all rusty or make anything else or cause any other issues, which is good. So, and then when I put the foot plate back on, these screws will go down in the same hole where the little button head screws went. Not doing very well with these fixings today. And there you have it. That's it. So there, that's back on. Foot plate's back on. And obviously this is looking back from underside again. Front rear pony trucks, both touching these plates, allowing the spring pins to keep pushing or keep tension, to hopefully keep the pony trucks on the track and not derailing. The move free, look, if I swivel it on the paper, you can see that both front and rear will slide, so they're not catching or dragging on anything. They do both spin side to side freely, which is obviously good. Yeah, so there you go. That's just an issue I had personally. Like I said, I'm not sure if anything's missing. If anybody does know and they care to share, then that'd be great. But that little bracket is what I've made to overcome the gap and keep the pressure down on the pony trucks. And that's it. So easy to fit once I was able to get that plate on. Right, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. See you again.